miserable than being miserable among miserable people in a miserable time. I'm Jay, and I'm going to review Les Misérables. What's time? Based on the immortal novel by Victor Hugo and its phenomenal musical adaptation, Les Misérables is the story of Jean Valjean, played by Hugh Jackman, an ex-convict who breaks his parole and becomes town mayor in France using a false identity.
Who am I?
He earns a respectable reputation in the community and even goes as far as rescuing Fantine, played by Anne Hathaway, a prostitute who is arrested by Police Inspector Javert, played by Russell Crowe. Jean Valjean promises the dying Fantine that he will look after her estranged daughter Cosette, played by Amanda Seyfried.
One day more. Cosette? Where's the child, Cosette?
Javert uncovers Valjean's true identity. Valjean escapes, embracing a fugitive's life while trying to give Cosette a decent future.
Cosette.
Valjean's struggles unfold against a socially oppressive 19th century France background, where the rich become richer and the miserable more miserable.
One day more to revolution, we will nip it in the bud. We'll be ready for these schoolboys. They will wake themselves with blood. One day to the barricades!
By the power of emotionally charged choruses and enchanting actors, Les Misérables unmasks the ugly face of injustice suffered by the poor and the marginalized. And by marginalized, I mean not only Fantine and Jean Valjean, but also people across history who have suffered similarly. Injustice is a problem as old as the devil himself. Les Misérables is a critique of 19th century France, but it remains a relevant critique of political and social structures that breed corruption in any nation today. One of the Bible's definitions of injustice is taking advantage of the weak for one's own personal satisfaction. This dimension of injustice is very real in the world of Jean Valjean. Kung hindi pa siya gumawa ng balat kayong pangalan, wala siyang tsansang maging mayor at tuparin ang pangarap niyang makatulong sa ibang tao. Kahit malaya na siya sa kulungan, outcast pa rin siya sa lipunan dahil markadong ex-convict na siya. God hates injustice. Next to His holiness, His passion for justice is a crucial driving force of His kingdom of love. The Bible puts the financially challenged, widows, and orphans in the priority list of God's justice. In the movie, Jean Valjean makes it his priority list too, as he fights for the dreams of Fantine and Cosette. Ironically, Javert is also supposed to be a crusader of justice, but he serves a system that views the law as a master of human lives. As a result, his duty turns into atrocity, and his version of justice, a heartless set of rules. Between Javert and Jean Valjean is the mounting tension between implementing the law and exercising grace. The movie shows that grace is the cure to injustice, and appreciating that grace is the cure to lawlessness and immorality. Jean Valjean is rehabilitated not by years of imprisonment, but by one heart-melting night under the care of a gracious bishop who forgives him despite his theft. Grace, or undeserved goodness, is life-changing. Looking back to his life, Jean Valjean concludes, "To love another person is to see the face of God." This line echoes 1 John chapter 4 verse 12, which says, "No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us and His love is made complete in us." The story of Les Misérables is filled with characters who are engulfed in a seemingly endless whirlpool of one misery after another. Some of them put their hope in politics, but there are some who know better. There will always be misery in this world that's fallen in sin, but God is defender of the poor. He came to give life, and so that we may have it to the full. In this world, we will have dreams that cannot be, and storms we cannot weather. But we must take heart and put our hope in Christ, because He has overcome the world.